Hello and welcome. This is Paul Ifeanyi, your life strategist. I'm always on a journey to help you become a better version of yourself in a very short period of time. And I want to use this moment to specially welcome you to this moment of live webinar, which I will be sharing something that is so dear to my heart, and I believe that many of us needs it in our life. What are we going to be talking about right now? I'll be speaking with you about purpose reactivation, total purpose reset. It's all about stepping into the life you were meant to live. That life that God created you. That life that God has in mind when He created you. That life that He wanted you to live here on earth. But you have allowed the day-to-day movement of life to take on your attention. You have allowed paying bills and solving problems to make you forget who you were. And right this moment, we are going to be activating that person that you have forgotten. This moment is a moment of clarity. This moment is a moment of alignment, and it is a moment of activation. That purpose, that calling, that thing that no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. That is what we are awakening right this moment. And are you ready? The truth here is most people are not stuck because of lack of talents. They are stuck because of lack of clarity. We all have talents, we all have gifts, but the problem is many people have not yet figured out, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I am here to do. They have not figured this answer yet, and that is why they are still suffering and being stuck doing things that they are not supposed to be doing things that it is not their business. But right this moment, we are going to be shattering that. I will be giving you clarity. I'll be helping you figure out, okay, this is who I am. And this is the life I'm supposed to be living. This is the life that God called me to live. And I will show you how to live it so that you can go out there and begin to live that life. Because if you are not living that life, what do you gain? Nothing. That is what we are activating right now. Are you ready? Listen, clarity matters. Clarity creates direction. That is one of the reasons why it matters. Because if you are clear that this is where I'm going, you will be able to know, okay, this is the path that will lead me there. When you know who you are, when you get into the bookstore to get some book, you know exactly the kind of books to buy. I could remember when I was in college. Anytime I go to the library, I know the kind of books I read. I go to the physics section or chemistry or to pick some books there. And I realize that I also have interest in psychology, in music, and in also philosophy. So these are the only aspects that I used to go. I don't have any business with literature. I don't have any business with government. All these things, they are important. But for me at that moment, is in fact the librarian knew that this is who I am. This is the kind of books I go for. So when I come, they always come, okay, here's a book we saw that might interest you, all these kind of things, because I know this. I know I was very clear about my purpose in the school. I know that while in college, this is what I'm here to do, and so I focus my attention anytime I go to the library. Exactly the thing I need, that's where I go to those things that I just mentioned: music, philosophy, psychology, physics, chemistry. I focus on those things. And my presence there always doesn't waste. I don't waste time looking for what to read, thinking of what to read. Before I even go to the library, I've already decided on, okay, this is what I am going to be reading. So clarity matters because clarity creates direction. Direction creates confidence because you know where you are going to. You're not going to be surprised, okay, because you're not going to be, so nothing is going to be surprising you because you know, okay, this is the path I need to follow. This is what I need supposed to do. So you just take action, and because you take action, you build confidence, and that confidence create momentum. And we all know what momentum can do. When you start and you gather that momentum, you can even relax. Momentum will be moving you, will be taking you out. It's more like a car. When a car starts and begin to move, the starting of the car might be hard. You see the car moving slowly, but by the time it builds momentum, begin to speed up. Even if the engine of the car went off, the car will still be moving, will still be going until it gets to a stop, because while it was moving, while it was going, it has built momentum along the way, and that is what is keeping him. So when you build momentum, it is going to help you to be moving even when you are not doing anything. And that is the reason why I will always tell you to keep on trying, keep on starting, do something. Don't just remain idle. Take action, because when you take action towards your goal, it is going to help you with momentum, and momentum is going to keep you going. And just give me some moment. Let me copy the link to this live webinar to share it with my people on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp channel. Just a moment, and so that we get moving. But I want you to understand here is clarity creates direction. When you're clear, you know where you're going to, and when you know where you're going to, you just move. And that movement is a form of is a form of confidence, and that confidence will create momentum, and momentum is going to help you to even relax, even when you're supposed to be taking action, but you can chill out and say, okay, let me just relax because I'm already moving. I'm already moving. Let me just chill. Let me just chillax. Let me relax. All these things. So you can just chill, and the momentum will keep you, will be moving. You will be pushing. You will be taking you where you're supposed to go. And that is how destinies are created. And that is why when you see people at the top, it seems like they are not working. Why is it so? Anytime they do little work, it produces so much result because in the past they have already put in some effort, and that effort has already helped them to build momentum, and right now that is what is moving them. Momentum is pushing them, is helping them to move further. Just give me some moment. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm almost done. Just a moment. I need to share this with my WhatsApp channel. I just realized that the WhatsApp channel just kept on growing and growing and growing. I don't even know what I did that make it so. Just surprises. Just the thing doesn't make me laugh. Suddenly I just wake up to 500. That was how you keep on moving. And right now we're having 763. And this morning it was just 750 something people. But right now it's 763 people. And you know, it kept on growing. And I'm grateful for that. So what is going on? Right now I'm not doing anything to promote to see that the WhatsApp channel is growing. But look how it's going. I'm talking about momentum, and look at what momentum is doing. I've already worked in the past, and now the work, when I was doing the work, it seems like nothing is going to change. But right now, things are just happening in their own accord. I didn't do anything, but they're just happening. You see, you need to take action. And for you to take action, you need to have clarity of direction. You need to know, okay, this is my path, this is the journey, this is where I'm going. And when you know all these things, then you take action. By this action will now help you build confidence. And that is how champions change their life. That is how you change your life. That's how people are doing it. That's how great men are doing it. And if you want to be a great man, you must do what great men are doing. You get it? Without clarity, all right, now let's get to business. Without clarity, you drift. You try this one out, you come back and try this one out, you come back and try this one out, you come back trying this one out. That's you keep on drifting from one place to another, from this point to this point, from this point to this point. You'll be drifting if you don't have clarity. Without clarity, you hesitate. What do I mean by that? You don't even know which action to take. You are not even sure, okay, whether is it this action or that action. You are not sure because you hesitate. You don't know. So because you hesitate, you don't know which action to take. You'll be there trying to. You don't. You'll be there stagnant. You also procrastinate. The act of hesitation is the act of procrastination. You say, okay, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow. All this kind of bullshit people do around. You know that this is the action I need to take, and when I take this action, it's going to produce the kind of result I need. But you don't just take the action, and so you still remain there. And without clarity again, you settle. You settle for less. You are worth greater and much more than that, but you settle. You are capable of infinite things, but you settle for mediocre lives because you lack clarity about who you are, what you are capable of, and where you are going to. And because you lack clarity of all these things, you settle for what is available. But right this moment, I will be helping you to activate that. Now, with clarity, your steps become bold. You know what you want. You walk into the room. You know how you behave. You start with boldness and clarity. You go into the boardroom. You speak with authority. You go for the job interview. You speak with authority. You travel. You speak with authority because you have clarity. You know this is who I am. This is what I am worth, and this is where I'm going. And because you have ideas of all these things, you are just fearless. You know, when you have clarity, fear loses its voice. You know, they said, what you don't know is greater than you, is bigger than you. I've forgotten how that statement is. Is it? Yeah, something like that. What you don't know is bigger than you, even if it is small. But because you don't know that it is small, it's bigger than you. So, but when you have clarity, fear loses its voice. You know this is it. You have seen it. You know your capacity. You have clarity about all these things. The voice of fear will just vanish. The reason why people are afraid is because they are not clear. They don't know who they are. They don't know their worth, and they don't know what they are meant for. And that is why they are accepting the voice of fear. But this moment, we are going to stop that. And that should not be what you should be part of. With clarity, purpose become visible. You can see it. You can see the direction. You know this is the path. And you know these are the people that I need. And these are the resources I need along the way. Your purpose will be visible. You can see it. Whenever you close your eyes, you can be able to see, okay, this is where I am going. This is where I am heading. This is what I'm talking about. Can you begin to feel that? With clarity, you step your steps become bold. Fear loses its voice. Purpose become visible. Now, here is how purpose reveals itself. Purpose reveals itself through questions. When you get tired of life, you get tired of what's going on around you, you begin to ask questions. Why is it so? You have to be careful because when you ask the wrong question, you get the wrong answers. You have to be very smart in asking questions instead of saying, why me? Why is this thing happen to me? That is not what you need to be asking. What you should be focused on asking yourself is, who am I becoming? And what am I designed to solve? You know, before you came into this earth, when God created you, He looked at the earth and He said, okay, there's a need here. Let me create this guy and send him here to solve it. So, but when he created you and sent you here, you've forgotten that you are only here on an assignment. And so, because you've forgotten that you are here for an assignment, you went on solving problems that does not concern you. That is, and you have forgotten. But you have to slow down and ask yourself, who am I becoming and what am I designed to solve? What problem are you designed to solve? You have to decide on all these things. You have to ask yourself those questions and answer them. Who am I becoming? And what am I designed to solve? What problem? What am I designed to solve? You get to ask yourself that question. What am I designed to solve? It's very, very important. You must answer that question because you are not just here to vibe all through the life, all through life. You're not here to just flex through life. You're not here to just be moving around. No, no, no. There's something you are here. You must find it. There's something you are here to do. What is that thing? And who must you become to be able to do that thing? You must find it out. You can even go further to ask more questions. And I structure this question and I call it the three activation questions. This question will help you to activate your purpose. The combination of these questions, the answers you give to these questions is going to help you to figure out your purpose. The question here is, what pain did life train me to solve? What is that pain life has trained me to solve? Maybe you've gone through rape in the past. You knew how painful it is. Maybe right now it is the time for you to rise up and try to stop anyone who is trying to rape anybody. Maybe you passed through some kind of challenges on your finances in the past. And then maybe you can choose to say, this is the right moment for me to rise up and help people not to go into financial dilemma again. These are purpose. You ask yourself, what pain did life train me to solve? That is the first activation question you will have to answer. And this question is not something you just go through and be answering anyhow. No, you have to slow down and ask yourself, what pain did life train me to solve? You have to be sincere with yourself. What are those pains that you've passed through in the past? And secondly, what do people naturally come to me for? What do people naturally come to me for? You know, in the group of friends that you are having, naturally there's this guy that they always come to for mathematics. There's this guy that they always come to for agric. There's this guy that they will always come to for English. When I was in secondary school, there's one of my friend, Nandem. One of my classmates, his name Nandem. Yeah, first path. This guy, when it comes to agriculture, he knows how to ask questions. You begin to wonder, where is this guy getting questions? There was one time he asked question about chicken. Okay, now because we all know that chicken, agri chicken do before we've never seen the egg, and because it was because he asked a question now, can agri chicken give birth? And I've never thought of that question before in my life. And our agri teacher had to answer that question. He said, the reason why we have not seen the egg of agri chicken, all those ones that are using for meat, is because they are not yet matured to produce, to give birth. And that is why, and before they get to that purpose, that moment, they have been killed and been used for food. And that is why we have not seen their egg. And that thing just scattered my brain. See, there are a lot of different questions that this guy kept on asking during those days. He kept on asking those questions. And when it comes to agric, everybody in the class knows that this is the guy. And when it comes to mathematics, we know that it is Chikrotnen Tonshinen. This is the guy. Right? There was one time, is it we were in SS2? Our math teacher, that's our principal, Mr. Dajat, gave us an exercise after he taught us, and he gave us an exercise in the class to say, okay, this is what you're going to do for solve this exercise. All of us in the class could not solve this exercise, but someone who is in the hostel, somebody rushed the hostel and met Chigrodnen and Tonshinen and said, hey guy, these are exercises that the principal gave us to solve in maths. This guy was in the hostel. He didn't even come to class that day. He didn't even attend the lesson. But this guy solved the maths and brought and sent it to us, and we answered it. I said, look at this guy. This guy is a very young guy. Right now, he's even a medical doctor. And so many aspects of our class like that. There are many things. We know football. Samuel Dagen. Boss, I beg, I did do something. We get Samuel Dagen football. We have different people, different things, different specialties. And what is my own self? I don't even know. That we be the follow. Abeg. Now we be the follow. We are not really good at anything like that, but if I can go down, we have the slave queens in the class, and when it comes to dressing, it comes to fashion, we know the ladies in the class and all these things. So, among your friends, among your people around you, what are those things that people do come to you naturally to ask for? What are those things that naturally come to you? Alpha, reduce this volume now. Make I do this thing now. Oguche, 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 Oguche. Reduce volume now. You see me, they do something. You can't hear they play. If you go watch for that site now, why they do like this now? The third question you need to ask yourself here is, if fear was not in the picture, what will I do? If fear was not in the picture, what will I do? These three questions, if you can be able to answer these questions, ask yourself these questions and answer them, it is going to shape your life very well. These questions are going to give you the direction of the path you're supposed to be following. It's just natural. They will give you the path. What pain did life train me to solve? Question number one. Question number two, what do people naturally come to me for? Question number three, if fear was not in the picture, what will I do? Basically, the real problem of people is fear. Fear. Things might not go well. Fear. What if they fail? What if people laugh at me? People are afraid, and because they are afraid, they fail to take action. And if you don't take action, you get to a point in your life whereby you realize that you have been living in fear. You'll be wondering and be regretting. Had I known, I could have done this thing. Had I known, I could have traveled to this place. Had I known, I could have leave this thing and go and be doing this thing. But because we allowed fear that stopped you from taking action to doing what you are called to do, And you are not supposed to allow anybody to stop you from doing the calling that God called you to do. No, 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 no. You should not allow that. Because when you get to the end of your life, God is going to ask you, I gave you life, I gave you these resources, I gave you this capacity. What did you do with it? What will you tell him? That my friends, I was afraid my friends will laugh at me. I was afraid people were going to do that. Don't even try that because it is not allowed here. It is what? It is not allowed right here. You get me? So now listen to me. Purpose leaves clues. If you want to figure out your purpose, you have to look around at your patterns, your strengths, your frustration, your desires. They all point to purpose, to your calling. Why is it that you love fashion instead of football? Have you ever asked yourself why is this so? This is God. He has placed it inside of you. He placed it inside of you. And why is it that you never ask that question? Why is it that I love chemistry instead of government? Why is it that I love literature instead of this? Have you ever asked yourself? And sometimes you find out that another thing here is you get frustrated over some things. Some people find some things to be cool, but you are frustrated with those things. These are signal that this is the path you're supposed to be following. Another thing here is your strength. What is that thing that you're naturally good at? You just find it so easy to do. What is that thing? Your strength. All of these things points to your purpose. Points to your purpose. So look at your past. Right from when you are primary school, from nursery, primary school, look at those days. What are those things that you enjoy? What are those things that you like when you are a kid? What are those things that you find it easy to do? What are those things that frustrate you? What are your patterns? How does the pattern of your life reveals itself? All of these things are clue to what you are supposed to be doing. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that God brought me to this family? Why was I born here? He knew that when he dropped you there, that place is gonna help to produce the person that he wants you to do. That place is gonna bring out the you that he is that's supposed to be to solve the kind of problem that he wants you to solve. You get it? That is what I'm talking about. Purpose leaves clue. Now, let's go deeper. I'll be sharing a formula for you. This is the formula I use to help people discover purpose, and it's going to help you. Pay attention. I call it the purpose activation formula. If you want to activate your purpose, there are three things you need to focus on. You got to decide, you got to discipline yourself, and you have to get direction. This is the purpose activation formula. When you have found the purpose, to activate it to life, you got to decide. You got to be disciplined. You got to get direction and move on. So let's talk about one of these, each and every one of them. Decision. You got to decide. No destiny moves until you decide. If you don't decide, okay, this is the destiny, and if you don't decide to do something about it, it is going to die there. Indecision kills greatness. If you don't rise up and do something about it, something is not going to happen. So that is what I'm trying to say. So just give me some moment. I got to pause. Decision, no destiny moves until you decide. And if you don't decide, greatness is going to elude you. You got to decide. Indecision kills greatness. God has showed you this is what I want you to do. You know that this is what you're supposed to be doing, but you have not decided to pay the price. You have not decided to be disciplined. That's the second thing. Purpose grows in consistency, not convenience. You don't do them when you want to do them. I go live by 12 midnight, not because I feel like doing it. The kind of sleep that is in my body that moment, the way I'm tired, but I still say no, I have to call life and do it because this is my calling. Any other thing, it is not. This is the only thing that when I'm doing, sleep get out of my face. And that is why you see some of my live session is 11:59, 11:55. Not because I have the time. No. I've been working all through the day. I've been working and also designing what I'll be teaching at the same time so that I'll come and teach it in the night. It's just that I have a little opportunity this moment. That's why I'm sharing with you right now. So purpose is activated in consistency, discipline, not inconvenience. You don't go live because you feel like going live. You go live because you know there are people that their destiny is connected to your rising. If you don't share your light, if you don't share your experience, if you don't share your story, the life of these people is going to be so ramble. And that is why you must rise up and pay the price and be consistent. You do those things that you have to do even if you don't feel like doing them. Another thing you need to do is direction. You need mentorship. You need structure and a proven path. You need mentorship, not just, okay, this is all I want to do. You just begin to do your own. No, there are people that have already journeyed through where you were trying to journey to. You try to find these people out and get their brain. How did they do it? How did they start? When they were in this moment, this experience happened. How did they maneuver these things? You get direction, you get mentors, you listen to them, you mimic them. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just figure out what they have been doing and do it. And that is it. Just figure out, okay, what's that thing that they have been doing? How did they get this thing right? You find it out and apply it. My mentor, Tony Robbins, said, if you want to produce a result in an aspect of life, just find out somebody who is doing what you want to do and do exactly what they did to produce the result. Don't listen to your friends. Your friends have nothing to share with you. You want to be a millionaire, but you are receiving advice from someone who is working and earning 100,000 naira. No, don't listen to your friends. Listen to people who are with the result that you are desiring. Those results that you want for your life, listen to those people that are producing that result. Because I guarantee you, the level of knowledge that they have is absolutely different with your own. That is why they are above. Nobody is above by mistake. They knew something, and that is why they are up. And you might think that no, it is luck. It is not luck. There is something they knew, and that is why they have that level of influence. And you have to go and learn from them. It is all about mindset reset. Yesterday we talked about mind breaking mental change. And you have to listen to them to see life in their own perspective, to see like the way they view at life, the way they view people, the way they view experience, the way they view things. You have to look at these things and do it the way they do. If truly you want the life that they desire. So find someone who is doing what you are doing and copy what they are doing and do it. When you are copying, that doesn't mean you should copy verbatim. While you are copying, you are trying to input your personality into what you are copying at the same time. Not this kind of copy that you copy everything. He did the webinar in the night and you are doing it in the afternoon and you say tonight. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that is, you have to avoid that. One of my friend, when I was in Jaws, I used to be a musician. We play music. He said, anytime we score our song in our church, we used to do copy left instead of copyrights. Instead of, okay, we pick a song of an artist to sing, let's say Travis Green. Instead of us to sing the song the way Travis Green sang the song, we'll go on singing something else. And he said, instead of us to do copyright, we are doing copy left. So when you are copying something, you try to get it right and input your personality into it. I am learning this from John Obidi. He do comes live and teach. And in fact, if you look at me, I dress the way he dressed. But when you look at what I'm presenting, there is a difference on the way he does it. My flyer seems to be the same with his own, but there are little difference here and there. The way I do my own is different. His own aspect of what he teaches is different from my own aspect. He focused on philosophy. I focus on psychology. Most of the things I think is psychology. So when I'm copying John Obidi, I don't teach what he's teaching and like everything, but I listen to my heart. The answers are there. The things I want to share comes from my heart. When I feel the prompting in here about a topic, that is when I go and craft it out and share it with you. I don't just share something because I see John Obidi teach about this. No, but he give us idea. These are some of the things that Nigerians want. So while I'm teaching, I'm including those things into my own point too. And while I do that, we keep on moving. So when you are copying, you get a mentor, do what they do exactly, but input your personality into what they did so that you have your own unique result. So now let's go to question and answer. If you have any question, This is the time to answer, to ask me. I'm waiting for you. Ask your questions and I'll answer it for you. Ask your question so that let's get you unstuck, so that let's get you free. Let's get you rise up and begin to live the life of your dreams. Are you ready? If there's not any question, we'll see move further and further. As I've said, clarity is the first step. Transformation is the journey. I've showed you how to be clear. Those questions I told you about, go and listen to this thing again. Answer those questions again. Answer them in a book, in a clean sheet of paper. Answer those questions. And you will begin to clearly see this is what I am supposed to do. This is what I am supposed to do. Go and answer those questions. You get it? And I said clarity is the first step, transformation is the journey. I am introducing you to my book, Unlock Your Superpower. In Unlock Your Superpower, I showed you how to break fear, how to find purpose, how to become unstoppable. If this is what you really want for your life, you want to break fear, fear has stopped you from taking the action you're supposed to take. Fear has stopped you from finding your purpose, and it has stopped you from becoming unstoppable. Then, Unlock Your Superpower is one of the books you must have for yourself. You must read that book. You must get that book. So check the link in the comment section. I'll be sharing the link to my book, Unlock Your Superpower. You get your copy. It's just common simple change. So make sure you get it for yourself. Go there on the link, you see the price. It's just small, 2,000 naira. You get a copy and transform your life forever and thank your future self. Your future self will thank your present self and say, "Oh, thank God you read this book." I'll be showing you because I go practically into what is going on in your mind when things are happening to you. Why are you afraid? I go in depth to help you figure it out. And if you want to go deeper with the transformation, join my Unlock Your Superpower course, a full blueprint to activating destiny. If you want this, send me a DM. I will show you how to get on with this. Don't just exist. Rise up and activate the you that is inside. Rise up and activate the you that is inside. Because your future is calling, your purpose is waiting, your moment is now. Your moment is now. Take the decision right now and thank yourself later. With this, we have come to the end of today's live webinar. And I want to sincerely appreciate you for being with me right from the start of this to this moment. I want to say thank you for being here. I see someone is watching. Can you please drop a comment so that I can just say hi? Or you can chat me privately on my inbox so that I know who is watching and just hail you. I really appreciate it because I noticed for the next maybe 10 minutes you have been watching me and be listening to me. And I want to say thank you. Let's do this next time. My name is Polyfine. I'm a life strategist. I'm on a journey to help you become a better version of yourself in a very short period of time, almost immediately. Love you. See you next time.